Next 是 TRON， 那大家也知道波长链跟就是在现在币圈是一个很重要的这个角色，对，其实我们现在在所有的 USDT 的转账啊，都使用到了这个 TRON， 然后呢，整个生态呢也越来越大，对，所以我们很高兴的，就 TRON 呢每年都支持我们的活动 ，so we're really proud that TRON has been supporting our event for almost 4 years now, and today we're really glad to have Sam to talk about TRON ecosystem. So let's give a warm welcome to Sam. Hi, so. Thank you.
All right. This thing goes, okay. Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Alfarra. I'm a community spokesperson for the TRON DAO. First off, I want to give a big shout out to the organizers for allowing us to come here and speak. Flew a long way to come here, but I always love any excuse to come to Hong Kong, so very excited to be speaking here. Now, let's get straight into it with TRON. Right here, we're starting with, obviously, the TRON network being one of the most active and popular Layer 1 blockchains. We run on a DPoS consensus mechanism, also stands for delegated proof of stake. We have 27 super representatives. Those are the top voted candidates, so to speak. And then also another 100 afterwards that are considered super representative partners. But what's so great about TRON is our massive user base. We have 364 million user accounts. We've accumulated 12.9 billion in transaction count, 220 million TRX holders. TRX is the native utility token of the TRON network. And we also have settled $25 trillion in value. That is trillion with a T, not billion, and that is not a typo. We're very proud to have emerged that number, and the TRON network has really become the default layer and rail for stablecoin transactions. And right here, you can see the massive distribution and decentralization of our nodes, ranging from the United States to Southeast Asia to Europe, as well as some parts in Latin America and Australia as well. And here are some exceptional names within the ecosystem, from Google Cloud, Nansen, OKX, Binance, and of course Kiln. So we're very happy to have a very, very large set of super representatives within our ecosystem. And right here, just in Q4 of 2025, we settled $655 million in protocol revenue. That was just in Q4 of last year, and we're hoping to continue that momentum going into this year. Now, the circulating supply of stablecoins on TRON is not a small number by any means of the imagination. When looking at USDT specifically, we have a market share of 45%. So 45% of all USDT in circulation is on the TRON network, and 28% of all stablecoins in circulation are all sitting on the TRON network. We've achieved a circulating supply of $86 billion within our ecosystem in terms of stablecoins. Now, in terms of our stablecoin transfer volume, and this is also a filtered metric, so it's excluding any sort of arbitrage that might be happening, quantitative trading, and things of that matter. We've achieved $2.1 trillion in stablecoin transaction value in Q4 of last year. And again, that's not a typo. It is T, trillion with a T, okay, not B or billion and any of that stuff. So we're very proud of this metric. I believe throughout annualized in last year, we achieved close to $9 trillion in settled volume on the TRON network. And of that amount, over 65% of those transactions have an average transaction size of less than $1,000. So you can see here with this chart, 65% of all the transactions that have occurred on the TRON network through the course of last year, or at least the 3 months in this case, are less than $1,000, which really points to the retail adoption that cryptocurrencies have been starting to gain, especially payment-focused ones or ones that enable payment applications to occur, such as within the TRON network. And we have a very innovative resource model. So this is a little bit about what happens on TRON in terms of the staking aspect, our energy, our bandwidth, and also the amount of votes that are delegated to people within our ecosystem. So a lot of energy is being used, pointing to the cost effectiveness of our ecosystem, as well as bandwidth, and then the 44.1 billion votes delegated really points to the decentralization of our ecosystem across our user base. And then next up, again, I want to continue to punch this and bring this home. We have a ton of settlement that happens in our ecosystem. We have about 4 million daily active users on average, and we've achieved 11.3 million plus in terms of transactions on a daily basis. So we've been very successful on that front and excited to have more qualified builders building on our chain as well as utilizing it. So sure, we have a lot of very ambitious builders and entrepreneurs trying to build awesome applications here. And if you're looking to build, feel free to see me and, we can chat more about it. But we've become one of the most inclusive payment options and really the default network for stablecoin transactions. And then this is some other cool things about our DeFi from our governance protocols, our lending, and our CDPs within the Tron ecosystem. And this is our broad ecosystem. This is just a very small part of what's really happening within the Tron ecosystem. Okay, now enough with talking about Tron. I really want to get into a use case that we've analyzed to really hammer home how blockchain technology is impacting people, whether it be in cross-border countries, doing cross-border trade, or in emerging countries, I should say. So I really want to drive this home. Now, Tron's impact on global payments, as mentioned, is focused on multiple things. Starting here, cross-border remittances. So this helps reduce costs and processing time. E-commerce integrations. This offers limited interchange fees and lower transaction fees for merchants. And we enable fast, secure, and global transactions. We also do it in a compliant manner. We're one of, if not the only blockchain ecosystem that actively works with global law enforcement through our T3 FCU initiative. It's with Tether, the stablecoin issuer of USDT, TRM Labs, their forensics group, and we've titled it T3 FCU, T3 Financial Crime Unit, and we're proud to have been a successful initiative there. Now, moving on, why businesses should use stablecoins. I think we're all in agreement here, so I'm preaching to the choir. But again, it's the lower transaction costs, it's the borderless transactions that occur, as well as the instant settlement and limited bank delays that may come about it, and also the programmable aspect and programmable finance component of it. You have access to security, transparency, and also automation with the funds. And here's just a little bit more about why businesses can accept stablecoins and how they can do it, from choosing a payment processor or direct wallet payments to displaying the stablecoin option, processing it, converting it to fiat or holding stablecoins, and then of course ensuring compliance and proper accounting standards. Now this is a great case study I also wanted to hit home on. Now, there was a study that was done on 11 countries across sub-Saharan Africa. And within this country, there was about, I want to say $132 billion that was traded across those countries for imports and exports, or whatever it might be in that type of umbrella. Of that, about 11% of it was lost in fees. That's over or nearly $10 billion in value. So I think the total amount that was traded was around 95 to 100 billion. And again, 11% of that was lost in fees. That's $10 billion. Now, to some markets, that may not seem a lot, but if all of that activity was happened compliantly and properly on the Tron ecosystem or the Tron network, that would have been $10 billion potentially saved. And in areas that are emerging economies, such as sub-Saharan Africa, that $10 billion is magnitudes more powerful and stronger in those areas that can help those economies to reach the economies of scale, to help them achieve that financial freedom and that financial infrastructure that they haven't had access to for decades, whether it be due to hyperinflation, whether it be due to a lack of financial architecture that's built within the ecosystem, or in this case in sub-Saharan Africa. So, I had the luxury of growing up in a developed country. We had financial infrastructure. We're seeing a lot of the activity that's happening on the Tron network across areas that unfortunately have a lack of that. And it's very impactful and empowering to be able to say that we're helping to achieve that. And I think everybody here should really take a step back and think about how you can build applications that are empowering the next generation of economies and the people within them. And then, of course, developed markets will follow as well. So that's, again, another thing that I'd love to highlight. And again, I genuinely consider you guys looking at other countries and things of that matter, building specialized products to, again, achieve that financial infrastructure that I think is needed to help us continue to grow as, humans. Not to get too philosophical, but I think it's very important to note that. And then last but not least, stablecoins and blockchain payments provide cost effectiveness, instantaneous settlement, programmable finance. It offers on Tron specifically near zero fees, and it's one of the most widely used blockchain ecosystems on the entire planet, and we want to continue to grow that. And businesses in regions like Africa can very much benefit from utilizing our ecosystem. So when the Tron network says that we move trillions of dollars of value, we really mean it. When we say we empower billions of people across the globe, we really mean it. And that's why we like to stick to our mantra of empowering billions of people all across the globe and moving trillions of dollars securely and effectively and efficiently. Thank you.